Let's talk to God. One more thing, like, subscribe, and share. Come on, let's talk to God. Woo!
Hey, good evening, everybody. This is Cutler on the Let's Talk to Cutler broadcast, the Let's Talk to Cutler YouTube club, the Let's Talk to Cutler virtual book club platform. And it is the 6th of August, another Tuesday. Time for us to spend these 1800 seconds together. And I'm glad to be spending it with you all. So, wherever you have allowed me to come into your home, your personal space, I appreciate it. I want to thank you all so much for that. I want to thank you all for just being with me during the long haul and allowing me this space where I can offer some inspiration, offer some motivation, and try to challenge us to show up our best selves, even in the worst of situations. That's my theme. That's the theme of my life. Try to show up your best self, even in the worst of situations, because worst situations will come. And there will always be more than one. And sometimes they will come when you least expect them. But I think if we have conversations about how to show up our best selves and how to make sure our character is always intact and make sure that our make sure that our integrity is always in place, then one thing for sure is that you will show up your best self. You will show up your best self. So I want to thank those of you who are tuning in. I know that there's storms today. There's storms in different areas, so some of your internet services may be affected, and you may be having challenges trying to catch me, but I am here live and in living color. So so tell someone, come on and let's talk to Cutler. In a moment, I'll shout out the LTTC VIPs, those who I see as the first people to hop into the chat room. I'll shout you all out in just a moment. But for others who are just stopping by for the very first time, and again, you're wondering, what is that guy talking about? What's going on? Just know that it's my goal to offer some inspiration. It's my goal to offer some motivation. It's my goal, again, to challenge us to be our best selves, again, even in the worst of situations. And do me a favor, if this is your first time, if you're just catching a replay for the first time, then do me a favor and subscribe. I love building family. I love building friends. I love building community. I love building networks. So after you subscribe, do me another favor. Go on and click on the notification button or the bell, because it lets you know whenever I've gone live, like I am now. It lets you know whenever I have uploaded new content. So then I'm not sure where your notification button is. It may be down there somewhere, maybe up there, over there, or over there. But find it and click on it, and it lets you know whenever I've gone live or whenever I have uploaded new content. This evening, we're going to talk about the fact that you belong everywhere you go. And I'll tell you the impetus for that conversation in just a moment. But please understand and know that you belong everywhere you go. I think sometimes we take ourselves for granted. We take our values, we take our virtues, we take our worth for granted. But I just want to remind us, as we are now in another new month, I just want to remind you that you belong everywhere you go. So don't allow people to make you think that you don't. Sometimes there are people in our lives who are emotionally unavailable to us. There are people who are just not psychologically and mentally connected to us, and sometimes they want you to make you think that you don't belong. But the truth of the matter is, everywhere your feet take you, you belong there. You have a right to be wherever you are, and I'll chit chat about that in just a moment. But again, I want to shout out the LTTC VIPs. Those are the first people, the 3 people that I see on my end who've made their way into the chat. Go and get somebody, and honestly, I mean this from the bottom of my heart this evening, like I always don't, but I do. Go and get somebody and tell them, come on, let's talk to Color, because we're going to talk about the fact that people belong, and let's not allow people to belittle us and to make us small and feel like we are the outcasts or we are the outliers whenever we walk into a room. I want to let you know that, again, you belong in every room where you walk, in every space where you show up, in every environment where you are present. You belong there. You have a right to be there. You deserve to be there. Let me just, before I keep on going in that vein, let me just shout out the LTTC VIPs. They are Linda Martin, Marissa, and Annie Cutler. Thank you all for being the first that I see on my end. And again, I think I shared this with you all, but what a wonderful gift that I received. So I just wanted to share this with you all again. Isn't this a beautiful journal? An absolutely beautiful journal. I tend not to call out the names of people who send me things, but I just wanted to show this is a beautiful journal. People have listened to me and heard me say how much I like to write, how much I like to journal. So I just keep showing that off. I think that may house some of my notes for my next book. So I'm thankful, to the person who sent that to me. Thank you. I made sure I tried to acknowledge it via email. But just an absolutely beautiful gift. I want to talk about the fact that you belong everywhere you go again, because sometimes people try to belittle you, and sometimes you get in spaces and you feel uncomfortable and you feel unsure about whether or not you should be there, and you try to figure out what am I doing here? What's my purpose? What's my reason for being here? I want to remind you that you belong everywhere you go. I want to share one of my favorite poems, one of my all-time favorite poems with you, and it's called Desiderata. Desiderata. Let me share that with you, and I'll read it. I'll read it for you, and then I'll talk about what it means. Because in this world, it's interesting that we don't always see our full value, and that's one of the things that I want to bring. One of the things I want to offer to us this evening: the ability to see your full value, the ability to see you in all of your wonder and all of your splendor when you show up. Because sometimes when you show up, people are intimidated by what they see, and they want to chisel at you and make you feel bad about being there, when the truth of the matter is they're the ones who are uncomfortable. They're the ones who are uncertain. So I want you to make sure that you remind yourself that you belong. Always remind yourself that you belong. How do I do that? I'll get to my poem in just a moment. How do I remind myself that I belong? One of the things that you should start doing is just start meditating during the day. I belong here. I'm thankful for being here. So practice thankfulness, practice gratefulness. Get out and just go exercise and breathe and affirm your self-worth, and build your sense of your sense of self. Take care of who you are. Affirm your self-worth and build this secure sense of who I am, who I show up as. Build a wonderful sense of worth, and you can do that while still being mindful of other people. You can sometimes focus on them and say, for just a moment, I'm going to turn the light off of me. I'm going to focus on them. What does that mean? It means that you recognize that there is a light that shines on you, and you have the ability to direct when the light shines on and off of you. You do, just in some regards, have that ability. So that way you realize, you know what, I belong, and I can share the spotlight with other people because they belong. So what am I saying? Learn how to be open-minded. Keep an open mind and practice acceptance of yourself, practice acceptance of others. It is so very important to do that, because as you're practicing acceptance of self and practicing acceptance of others, one of the things will happen that when you focus on yourself, you'll find your call and you'll find your purpose. You'll find out what you're here for, what you're here to do, with whom you are here to connect. You'll start defining yourself, and you remind yourself, I have purpose, I have destiny, I belong here. Practice owning yourself. Practice belonging to yourself. Trust your gut. Appreciate your uniqueness. What makes you what makes you unique and distinguished. Look at all your gifts and talents and skills and nurture them. Nurture your creativity. That's how that is how you remind yourself that you belong. Yeah, I belong because I can look at others and I can help them, but I can always look at myself. I can focus on myself. I can focus on them. I know how to be mindful of them, but I also know how to practice and remind myself that I belong here. I learn how to trust myself. I learn how to trust my gut. I learn how to trust my opinion. I learned how to nurture my creativity. I learned how to hone my skills. I learned how to sharpen my talents. You have to remind yourself, I belong here. And because I belong here, I'm going to be the best version of who I am while I am here. I just want to remind you. And maybe if it's not you who feel like you sometimes don't belong, maybe you know some other people who struggle with whether or not they belong, and their purpose and their value and all those sorts of things. Stop struggling with purpose. Purpose is what happens because you are still alive. As purpose happens, sometimes you discover purpose, sometimes when you're on the other side of it. Oh, that was my purpose in that moment. Because sometimes you're so busy trying to struggle purpose before a thing until you can just you can just analyze yourself into a non-productive mode. What is my purpose? What is it that I'm supposed to do? And so you're trying to figure all that stuff out. Meanwhile, you're just unproductive because you're trying to focus on purpose. Do what you know to do. Trust your gut, trust your instinct. Some people are still just paralyzed. Stop being paralyzed and just move. Stop being paralyzed and just launch. Stop being paralyzed and just go for it. Make a decision and go for it. Stop looking like a deer with the caught in the headlights. Tell yourself, I have purpose, but I also have a destiny. And if I keep getting trapped trying to find out what purpose is, I'll miss out on destiny. I don't want you to do that. Understand you belong here. You have value. Take that with you and keep right on marching. I want to share this poem. It's a beautiful poem. It says, go placidly amidst the noise and haste. Desiderata, written by Max Ehrman. Innerman. Max Innerman. Enhrmann. But it says, go placidly amid the noise and haste. And remember what peace there may be in silence. As far as possible without surrender, be on good terms with all persons. Speak your truth quietly and clearly, and listen to others. Even the dull and the ignorant have their story too. Avoid loud and aggressive persons. They are vexations to the spirit. If you compare yourself with others, you may become vain and bitter. For always there will be greater and lesser persons than yourself. Enjoy your achievements as well as your plans. Keep interested in your own career, however humble. It is a real possession in the changing fortunes of time. Exercise caution in your business affairs, for the world is full of trickery. But let this not blind you to what virtue there is. Many persons strive for high ideals, and everywhere life is full of heroism. Be yourself, especially do not feign affection, neither be cynical about love. For in the face of all aridity and disenchantment, it is as perennial as the grass. Take kindly to the counsel of years, gracefully surrendering the things of youth. Surrender them. Nurture strength of spirit to shield you in sudden misfortune. But do not distress yourself with dark imaginings. Many fears are born of fatigue and loneliness. Be a wholesome, discipline. Be gentle with yourself. Listen to this, you all. You are a child of the universe, no less than the trees and the stars. You have a right to be here. And whether or not it is clear to you, no doubt the universe is unfolding as it should. Therefore, be at peace with God, whatever you conceive him to be, and whatever your labors and aspirations in the noisy confusion of life, keep peace with your soul, with all its sham, drudgery, and broken dreams. It is still a beautiful world. Be cheerful. Strive to be happy. That is one of my favorite pieces of prose, you all, because it teaches us how to learn from experience and the richness of time as it comes to pass. Because life is fleeting. Life is filled with fleeting, passing moments. Time is filled with swift transitions. And the best way to live life is to believe and to discover that the best is not what has been, but the best is yet to come. The best is yet to be. Happiness means that we have to learn to let go of some things in the past. Happiness means that you have to realize that you belong every place where you step. Happiness means that you have to learn how to embrace fully who you are, wonderfully where you're going. And so the thought behind this poem is live an authentic lifestyle. Be you, be fully you, embrace you, love yourself, be true to yourself, value what you do and who you are and how you show up and how you be. Be dignified, also be humble. Be self-assertive, but also be helpful. Don't be disrespectful, but don't allow people to step on you and treat you and use you as a doormat. Learn how to understand that you belong wherever you go, wherever your feet shall trod, you belong there. Every door that's open, you deserve to walk through. And some doors that are closed, you should be thankful because they are closed. I want to help us. I want to help us to understand that whenever there's a seat at the table, that seat is there because you belong there. You don't have to look around and say, oh, everybody else is here. They're fully qualified. You are qualified to sit at that table. And even if every seat is at the table, at least you are in the room. Be thankful, be grateful, and understand that you deserve to be wherever you are. You deserve to be in the company with whomever you are. Understand that. Sometimes we look across a crowded room, we say, oh, that person has this degree, that person has accomplished this, that person has accomplished that. What is it that I have accomplished? You have accomplished life. You have accomplished the hurdles and the pitfalls and the potholes and the trials in your life, and you have learned to navigate them. You've learned to meander around them. You have learned to deal with whatever it is you've dealt with in your life. You deserve to be everywhere you are. Stop saying I don't belong here because you do. Clearly, the Creator has something else in mind. When you are where you are, the Creator has something else in mind. You deserve to be there. You have a right to be there. I love the line in the poem that says, you are no less than the stars and the trees. You have a right to be here. And no doubt the universe is unfolding just as it should. Be at peace. Learn to see the beauty in the world. With all of its sham and drudgery, it's still a beautiful world. Be at peace with it. Be one with it. Remind yourself, I'm going to be cheerful. I'm going to strive to be happy because the world is beautiful. Not everything in the world is ugly. Not everything in the world is downcast. Not everything in the world is downtrodden. The world is not full of bad people. There's some good people in the world. There's some good people in my life. There's some good people in your life. I belong here. I'm one of the good persons. I'm going to be gentle with myself. I'm not going to be harsh. I'm not going to always judge myself. I'm not always going to blame myself. I'm not always going to accuse myself. But there are times when I'm going to stop and breathe and celebrate myself. I'm not going to distress myself about the bad things that could happen because just as sure as the bad things could happen, that means the other option is true. Just as much as you imagine bad things can happen, that means good things can happen as well. Understand that you belong exactly where you are. Be thankful for the years, no matter what they have come with. Take kindly counsel of the years. Let me learn from what I've experienced. Let me learn from what I've been through. That is what the scripture, the passage means that says, teach us to number our days. We use that scripture at funerals so many times, but really it applies to the living more than it does the deceased. Teach me to number my days. Let me take counsel. Let me take kindly to the counsel of the years. Let me learn from the things that I've gone through. Let me learn from my faults, my foibles, my fumbles, and from my failures. I've told you before that your failures are the better teacher than your successes. Because it's your failures that teach you how to recalibrate. It's your failures that teach you how to go back and do it all over again. Success teaches you to do it the same way, but failure teaches you another way of doing, another way of being, another way of showing up. I love this poem. Be yourself, especially do not feign affections. Listen, you can't be anybody else. You can't audition for any other role in life because those roles are already taken. Learn how to be yourself. Learn how to be yourself because it is yourself that belongs here. It is yourself that the world needs. The world does not need another John, Larry, Susan, or Jane. The world, if that happens to be your name, then I'm not talking about you, but the world needs you in all of your splendor, in all of your glory, in all of who the Creator created you to be. Be yourself. Every other role is taken. Learn how to celebrate your path and whatever it is that you go through. Be interested in your own life. Be interested in the thing that you do. Doesn't matter what everybody else thinks about it. You humbly walk right on in life, counting your blessings, naming them one by one. Be interested in your life. Be excited about what you do. If you're not going to be interested and you're not going to be excited about your life, who else will be? Be cautious in how you move in life, yes, because the world is full of trickery, as this poem says, but move on in life and understand everywhere you move, you belong. Avoid people. Listen, I'm just trying to, I'm just trying to remind us how to show up and be, how to show up and understand that I belong where I am. Listen, go wherever you go. Be whomever you are. And one of the beauties of this poem is it says avoid loud and aggressive people. You don't want people in your life who become a vexation to your spirit. You don't want that. Thank you, McDina, because I'm going right to this. Comparison is the thief of the joy. Because the next thing is you make sure that you understand you belong there. And you belong there free of ridicule. You belong there free of comparison. You belong there free of any negativity by looking at other people and what they have and what you don't have. Listen, don't compare yourself with other people, because if you do that, the poem says you might become vain and bitter. Why is that, Cutler? Because as Max points out in this poem, there will always be people that you find better. And the truth of the matter, some of the same people are looking at you thinking that you are better than they. Learn how to celebrate your own achievements. Yeah, I celebrate and applaud and commend people, but you have to learn how to celebrate your own achievements. Learn how to do it. You belong just as much as they are. Learn how to celebrate your own life. Learn how to celebrate your own wins. Learn how to celebrate your own victories. Learn how to celebrate your own successes. Learn how to celebrate your family. We clap for everybody else's family. Learn how to clap for your own. We go to parties for other people. Listen, learn how to go to parties for people in your life. Learn how to celebrate your community, your village, your network, your social circle. First line of the poem says, go placidly. That means peacefully. Just walk out peacefully amid the noise and the haste. Try to be at peace wherever you go, wherever you are, however you show up. And understand one of the best ways to be at peace is to remain silent. You don't have to talk about everything. You don't have to answer every question. Every question that people ask you is not necessarily for an answer anyway. It doesn't call for an answer. You don't owe people an explanation of why you are where you are. Need I say that again? You don't owe people an explanation as to why you are where you are. Just go there and be. I know that doesn't make grammatical sense. Yes, I minored in English. I get that. But just go there and be. Speak your truth. Be at peace. Give other people room to speak. Remain silent sometimes. Enjoy what you do because you do it. I just wanted to remind you, I know I may not even be here fully 1800 seconds tonight, but I just felt in my heart and soul to remind us that you belong here. You belong everywhere, and you are sufficiently enough. That sufficiently enough almost took me out, you all. But you are sufficiently enough. And I know that there can be people who ridicule you and make you feel less than. But can I tell you something about people who strive to make you feel less than? It is because they feel that they are less than. Hurt people strive to hurt people. Injured people strive to injure people. Broken people strive to break people. Damaged people strive to damage other people. And people who have a hole in their soul look to cause holes everywhere else. But you move in life. I mean this, you all. You move forward in life fully embracing the fact that you deserve to go everywhere you go. You deserve to have whatever it is that you have. You deserve to be who you are. I just wanted to share that. I just wanted to share that. I just wanted to share that. You are sufficiently enough. Can I tell you, I need to grab onto both sides of my chair every time I say that? I wish wherever you are, you would begin a sentence that says, insert your name, Cutler, I am sufficiently enough. Do me a favor and remind yourself of that for the rest of this week until we speak again. If you really want to encourage somebody later this week from between now and next Tuesday, call them, text them, have a conversation, email them. If they're feeling down in the dumps, if they're feeling anxiety and overwhelmed, remind them with those two words, sufficiently enough. Give them the whole sentence. You are sufficiently enough. And you deserve to be everywhere you are. You belong. You have a right to sit at every table. You have a right to enter every room. That's all I need to offer us. All right? It is true, Yvonne. You are sufficiently enough. Let's keep doing what we do, you all. Let's keep building community. Let's keep maintaining connectivity. Let's keep our heads up. Let's keep our hopes up. And if you're looking for a word to encourage somebody this week, just remind them you belong everywhere you go because you are sufficiently enough. Listen, please know that from my heart to yours, there is and always will be so much love. I'm thankful for you as a part of my village, as a part of my community, as a part of my network. You remind me every week, every time I log on. Ever since we've been doing this, you remind me that I am sufficiently enough. Yeah, there are times when I struggle with that as well. So this reminder comes transparently and fully from my heart. Thank you all for that. I'll see you the next time I see you. Next time, tell somebody to come on and let's talk the color because I mean, my God, the man reminded us tonight that we are sufficiently enough. Good night, everybody. I'm just writing this in the text before I leave. You are sufficiently enough. There we go. I just wanted to put that in the chat. And now I'll say good night.